have the honor and privilege to introduce an incredible young woman who is also a former participant in our New Directions program, which is a transitional living program for former foster youth. She's an amazing example of perseverance and courage and determination, and she really can remind all of us of what truly is possible. So it's my pleasure to introduce Miss Samantha Webb.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Samantha Webb, and I grew up in the foster care system. Tonight, I will briefly share a small portion of my story among thousands of others who went through worse or are currently going through abuse that as I stand before you now. In fact, in the last 10 seconds, one child abuse case has already been reported. To the little town of Templeton, my family appeared to be happy, healthy, and active in sports, from Pop Warner to basketball to cheerleading. But no one knew about the hell on 146 First Street. Behind those walls were many secrets, such as how my life was engulfed with drugs and alcohol abuse, as well as verbal, emotional, and physical abuse. Both of my parents were alcoholics. My father was a functional alcoholic, while my mother had what we called the disease. Since she never wanted to drink and couldn't control herself when she did, I had to witness my mom go from sober to a drunken stupor that would last for weeks on end. When I was only 8 years old, I protected my mom by holding her down and stopping her from running away from home, locking her in the bathroom and begging her to stop drinking before it would be the death of her, and stopping her from committing suicide with a kitchen knife. She truly tried to stay away from the alcohol, but my father would force her to drink by shoving it in her face, or threatening her and sometimes beating her while my father forced me to witness. As a child, I thought this was a normal life, but as an adult, I know it was far from it, and these visions will haunt me for the rest of my life. On March 14, 2000, my mother drove my brother and I to school. Upon dropping us off, she turned and told my brother, "I love you," and gave him a kiss, and then she told me, "I love you." But being a stubborn 13-year-old, I didn't say it back. Instead, I just walked away and continued on to school. I had felt justified because I had thought she had been drinking. That afternoon, my brother and I had walked home together, which rarely ever happened since he would normally ride his bike to school and get home earlier than I would. But that Tuesday was different. As we walked into our home, we found my mother laying on the living room floor. We ran to her side and asked her to wake up, but she wasn't waking up. My mother was pronounced dead shortly after 4 p.m. that day. Her autopsy showed that she had died between 1 and 3 p.m. My brother and I arrived just moments after 3 p.m. Within 1 year of my mother's death, my father made us pack up with only clothes that I could fit on my back and a few boxes with pictures in them. We moved to San Diego County, leaving a fully furnished home that had all of my childhood memories in it. My dad told us it was a fresh start, but in my opinion, it was adding fuel to a fire. My father didn't just drink, he spiraled out of control, he lost his job, he became addicted to drugs such as meth, and he made us leave the only place we had tried to live a normal life in. My life quickly became motel rooms, top ramen, toast, and butter. Some nights I would come home from practice and we wouldn't even have a room to stay in. All that would be left for me in the lobby of the motel room would be a pile of my belongings, a note to reach out my father at his disconnected number. I would walk the streets with my clothes in my bag I carried every day, along with my mother's urn and my school books. All that I had in mind was to go somewhere to shower, to do my homework, and to get ready for another day of school. Some nights I wouldn't even know where my brother was. Other nights, I was with my father in random garages trying to stay warm and dry away from the rain. Just when I thought the storm wouldn't go away, the clouds opened for a chance for Thomas and I to live under one roof again, with stability and food. My foster dad was controlling, though, and was very verbally and emotionally abusive, especially towards my brother, restraining him to his room for months, except for bathroom breaks and meal breaks and 3 hours on his birthday. Until the day that my foster dad chose for Thomas to go into a boys' group home. There wasn't a day that went by that I didn't miss my brother and worried that I could be just as easily disposed. But apparently, because I had a 3.8 GPA and was extremely good at the 3 sports that I played in, I was worthy to stay. My ultimate goal was to go to college and dedicate myself to academics and athletics, because it made me look forward to a tomorrow. I was the average foster kid beating all odds. Just a few days before graduating from high school, my foster parents told me I was so independent I had 2 weeks from graduation to get out. Words that pierced me like a thousand knives. I didn't want to be homeless again, so I inquired on some apartments, and the landlords laughed in my face, telling me that I was just a kid and my financial aid was not a reliable source of income. When I relayed the news to my foster dad, his response was I wasn't taking this matter serious enough. Graduation came and went. 2 weeks later, time was up, and I was told to get out. Despite of all my begging and pleading that I would be good, well, wait a minute, haven't I already been good? I have never gotten into any trouble. I made national honor roll. I never had a grade lower than a C. I started on all 3 of my sports as a 4-year varsity player, never missing a day of school or practice. Again, I was faced with my long-lost friend, homeless. Even after I turned down a university scholarship in an attempt to adopt Thomas, I was not discouraged from reaching my dreams. Starting junior college homeless didn't stop me from playing basketball or working part-time. I stayed with one friend to the next and countless nights in my friends' cars while they were inside warm with their families. I truly had no place to call home until I discovered Casa de Amparo. Casa de Amparo was my bridge to stability, and I do not know where I would be today without them. I found out about Casa de Amparo at a speaking engagement. I had overheard foster youth talking about a program that assists foster youth transitioning out of the system. I did my own research, and I found a number that sent me in the right direction. And then I found Casa de Amparo, also known as New Directions. This program provides transitional housing for former foster youth. I was able to finally come home to a place every day after work and school that I called home. For the first time in a long time, Casa de Amparo gave me stability, security, and made me feel like I actually belonged somewhere. They embedded budgeting and life skills in me that I didn't get to learn from my parents or anyone else. Linda Sullivan spent countless evenings after 5 p.m. listening to my troubles and woes. I felt safe and loved back, something that felt so unusual yet felt so good. My biggest reward was seeing my brother thriving from the program years after I graduated from New Directions. Casa de Amparo helped save his life. He had been hospitalized from pancreatitis, and the doctor explained that just one more drink could have ended his life. Alcohol has become my brother's drug, yet Casa de Amparo gave Thomas a safe place of his own away from alcohol. Casa gave us what I could now call a fresh start or a new beginning. Since Thomas could not be here tonight, he would like to share a few words with you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Thomas Webb. I'm sorry I could not be there to present this to you in person tonight. Nevertheless, I would like to express my thanks towards Casa de Amparo this evening. Casa de Amparo played a big part in my overall well-being and success as a young adult, and they helped me become the independent young man that I am today. They provided me with a comfortable living situation while assisting me with crucial guidance to help me start a successful and healthy life. Words cannot express the gratitude and respect that I have for the program and all the staff that work at Casa de Amparo. Once again, thank you for everything.
I want to make a big ripple effect by paying it forward. My past made me who I am today. I'm still stubborn, but in a good way. I refuse to lose, to fail, or to quit. I'm a level 12 girls group home manager with 6 at-risk girls ages from 14 to 18. who depend on me every day. While working 40+ hours a week, I'm still going to college to be the first to graduate in my family. Once I graduate, I will become a probation officer for juveniles. My challenge to help change people's futures fuel my passion for success. I want to be someone's memory or a reason why they made wise choices. The only thing that got me through this crazy story is love. Whether I'm rich or poor, no matter what I've been through, love never fails. I'm here this evening to ask you to also pay it forward out of love and to give what you can to help other CASA kids. Most kids like me can't ask for help, and I am honored to be here on their behalf. By donating to Casa de Amparo, you're providing kids a safe home, a sense of belonging, and caring professionals that they can trust. Thank you.
What an amazing story. One of the things that Samantha didn't tell you is that when she graduated from Oceanside High School, she lettered in 3 sports: track, volleyball, and basketball. And because of the circumstances she's already described to you all, she wasn't able to afford the Letterman jacket that she so deserved. So tonight, on behalf of San Diego Graduate Supplies, we'd like to present you with that Letterman's jacket that you deserve. She's amazing.